So I get asked quite a bit how I, as a paraplegic, drive the car. Which is this CanAm X3 that I have done pretty much anything you can possibly do to it. If you haven't seen the channel, subscribe for more. There's a lot of cool stuff I do to this thing. Anyway, from the outside, pretty standard. However, I did add a number of things, such as this here side impact protection bar, which, I mean, maybe doesn't do a whole lot, but it works for the rules. Normally you'd have to have a horizontal bar across here welded in, which is why a lot of race cars you have to climb into. However, obviously I need to be able to get out in a hurry. The seat's not in it, don't worry about it. So what I did was make this hingeable bar, which allows me to get in. Honestly, this is a really cool upgrade for just a play car because it makes the cage quite a bit stiffer. If you take a hit in that direction, like what happened to us in the dunes last weekend.
Oh shit! Oh no! God damn it!
No smoke or nothing. The cage is crushed.
It will push the whole cage inward like this. Now, obviously, I have the triangulated A-pillar or A+ bar on there. That helps for that. But having protection in this direction adds a ton of rigidity to the top of the cage. So I did a dedicated video on how I made this, but basically it's just regular tubing. Ignore the welds. I'm not a welder. There's a roll cage hinge on this half. And then right here, it's just a bolt. So locks in like that when I'm driving. I need to put some fuel line or something like that over that in case I ever bash my hand on it. There's a spring that I put in there, so that way if it's not latched, it still stays open all the time. And then this is just solid bar that goes inside. Drill the hole, put some all thread rod in there, yada yada. Pretty freaking easy. Cut this out with an angle grinder. That's why it looks like crap. But anyway, that's how that works. But for the meat and potatoes of how I drive, it's this setup. It's just a regular set of Monarch hand controls. Same setup I have in my road car. They go down and bolt to the pedals. So it's throttle in this direction. You can see it pushes on the gas pedal, and then brake in this direction, just down straight to the floor. It's as simple as that. It does get a little tricky in the tight twisties where I'm having to like re-grip on the steering wheel. I think the next thing will be I'm gonna add a steering quickener on it to see if I can get a little bit more throw out of the steering wheel. But as for the steering wheel, this is an MPI GT2 PX. So GT2 is the steering wheel shape. Obviously it's a flat bottom or like a D wheel. I personally really like that, a little more room to my legs so it helps for getting in and out. I've never noticed when having to re-grip and like grab the bottom of the wheel when I'm like when the steering wheel's like half a turn around. So I really like this wheel. The PX is this like rubberized wrap on it. It's really grippy, especially when it gets wet. It's way better than suede. I previously had a suede wheel on there, a PRP, and it was fine, but after a while, the mud and everything kind of took its toll on it, and it just wore down to like a really smooth finish. Anyway, I did a video on that a while ago, but yeah, super, super happy with this wheel. I think I have like, I don't know, 1,000 race miles on it or something like that, and it's great. I also have the MPI quick release on it, so if I have to get out in a hurry, I can rip that thing off. And something else that kind of uncommon, this guy here. This is a steering wheel extension. I got this from Motion Raceworks. It's like a 4-inch steering wheel extension, and it really puts the wheel in your lap. As a paraplegic, driving with hand controls, I need to keep my seat as far back as possible so my legs have as much room as possible for not getting in the way of the pedals and all that sort of thing. But by doing so, puts the wheel pretty far away from me. And so I just added this recently, and I've actually only driven it once since putting it in there, and I really like it because when you're driving with one hand, you're obviously limited on strength. So when the wheel is far away from you, You have a lot less tricep strength in desert races that are, 5-6 hours long. My right arm would get absolutely shot, my tricep in particular. And so having the wheel a little bit closer to me just allows me to put a little bit more strength into it, especially with, again, just having my right arm. So I really like it so far. But in the endurance races where I have 2 drivers, I might pull this back out and go how it was before. But anyway, that's the steering wheel setup. That's the basic hand controls. The other thing I do, as I said, I keep the seat as far back as I possibly can for getting in and out. If I got to get out in a hurry, it makes it a lot easier to grab my legs out. I'm taller. I'm like 5'10", I think 5'11", and my feet are size 12. And especially with the introduction of this A+ bar, takes up quite a bit of room. The front of the seat comes to like here, so there's not a lot of room for my feet to swing out. So having the seat as far back as I can allows me to get in and out easier. And my specific goal with that was if there's, say, a fire or something, I got to get out in a hurry. I have to dive out of the car onto the ground. That way I can do that quickly and safely, or relatively safely. That way I'm not getting my feet hung up on this, landing on my head on the ground, injuring my joints and blowing out my knee or whatever else. But yeah, that's kind of the setup on this car. The other thing I do is I have a quick release belt that goes to right here. This is the submarine belt for the harnesses, but I run like, it's actually just a seat belt that I have shortened. So with one push of a button, I can release it and have my legs not connected to the car. Because otherwise, if I don't run that, my left foot will bounce and either go under the brake pedal and I'll have no braking, or it'll bounce onto the gas pedal and it'll hold the throttle on. So not super ideal, but yeah, that's the setup I have. And I do run these Pyrotect full bucket fiberglass seats. They are so beefy. The side bolstering is awesome because I'm paralyzed from the chest down, meaning I have no use of my core. And so having the side bolstering up against my ribs and everything really, really helps in high G turns. I mean, as high G as we get in, off-road. And for the mounts, they're just these BRP billet aluminum rails. They're not cheap, but they're really nice. You just put these pins in, and there's 2 pins on each side that hold the seat in. You pull those 4 pins out, yank the whole seat out. Fairly easy. But yeah, that's my setup. And I've made a video on this before, I think on TikTok or something like that, but figured I'd make one on here too, to just answer some questions, because I get asked this quite a bit every race I'm at. People are always sticking their heads in the window and wanting to sit in the car and see what it's like. So yeah, it's pretty simple, but pretty awesome setup. And I mean, I've done a lot of sports as a paraplegic. I've snowmobiled, I've done water sports, I've skied, I've done basketball, I've tried pretty much everything. I've gotten back on a dirt bike a couple times. This is the only thing I've found that I can be competitive with able-bodied people and rip with the best of them and not feel physically limited while also being physically challenged, if that makes sense. So it still is hell on my body. I can push myself to the absolute physical limit and push myself to the limit of this car and be able to be competitive with able-bodied people, which is something like, I mean, that's the holy grail in adaptive sports. So anyway, kind of a random one, but if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe. Yeah, again, I'm happy to share any info I can to help anyone else out. I know off-road racing is usually kind of stingy with info and nobody wants to help anyone. And I am the opposite. I want to help anyone, especially as a disabled person, whether you're someone that's an amputee or someone like myself with a spinal cord injury or anything else really. I'm always happy to provide any info I can on what I've learned on this thing. Because when I bought this car, it was completely stock. I've done everything to it basically myself. I've obviously gotten some help from my dad and a few other people on it, but yeah, I know this car very, very well and know how to set up a race car for disabled people. And I have, a lot that I can share, and happy to give any info I can to anyone that'll get them out there. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Going to be ripping this car apart probably today. So Subscribe, all the things. Peace out.